This is the vlog for January 11th, 2019. For whatever reason, I thought today was still the 10th. I've been sort of out of it throughout the day. I have finished the narrative part of my manuscript. Now I need to go through, do a reading of it, and see what I can trim, because it's very, very close to 80,000 words, and I was really hoping to have it down lower than that. Because if I go through and add all the little stuff that I want to add right now, it's clearly going to take it right over 80,000. So, I can think of a few sections that can definitely get trimmed, if not taken out completely. And then it's just a matter of reading through and sort of being critical of it. And then, who knows, I might be looking for a buyer of the manuscript this week, or next week, I should say. This week's almost over. It's Friday. And I went for a walk today. It wasn't really sunny. It looked sunny throughout much of the early day, but in fact it was just a thin cloud cover that the sun was shining through. But it gave the effect of being sunny, just without any nice patches of blue sky. There was a little bit of blue sky when I left for my walk this afternoon, right about noon. But about halfway through, the clouds basically covered the whole sky. It was still bright, and the weather was, the temperature, I should say, was actually very nice. When I left, my phone indicated that it was 57 degrees where I lived. Now, I don't know about that, but it did make me wonder if we were going to get a lot of wind, and in fact it was quite breezy while I was walking without being, very actually windy. When it's actually windy, I don't go for a walk. It's just sort of dangerous. But one thing I did today that's a little bit different, and it was partly just because the weather was so nice when I left, was I didn't get into my car. So normally I get into my car and I drive over to a park called East Sammamish Park, I think, and I walk from there. Or on the weekends, I'll actually park at an elementary school and take a little bit shorter of a walk. But today I decided to do a full walk, which is 2 hours and 15 minutes or 2 hours and 20 minutes, depending on how fast I walk. And the fact that I haven't walked in a few days means that I am sore and tired. So I'm going to go to bed probably pretty early tonight. Watching Hidden Figures and then Apollo 13 yesterday and the day before yesterday sort of inspired me to reinstall Elite Dangerous, which, if you are an avid watcher of all of these, and I don't think anybody on Earth is, at least at this point, I really got into Elite Dangerous back in February, March, right when I started doing these vlogs. I got myself a HOTAS, hand-on throttle and stick setup, so that I could fly more like a real space trucker. My friend's Discord channel is called Space Trucking Simulator, because most of us avoid the combat stuff, at least the intentional, like, go find a bounty, eliminate them, and collect the money, also known as assassination. Most of us focus on exploration, trade, and now mining. There was a new update that came out a few months ago that I didn't pay much attention to because I was so caught up in Warframe. And it's added a number of new ships. I'm not sure if I'm going to get any just yet, although a couple of the crates are actually very interesting for certain activities. We'll see about that. But there is apparently a lot of new stuff involved with mining, and not only is it a lot more fun now, but it's very lucrative. So I may have to go find a primer on that and figure out how to do that. Although I'm not sure I want to do it in my big hunking Type 7 just yet. Mining can be somewhat more dangerous because you spend more time in a specific place where pirates might show up and try and steal what you're carrying. The safest thing to do is exploration, but that also takes a very sort of focused mindset, and helps to have a very specifically set up ship. Although one of the other, excuse me, hiccups. One of the other benefits of exploration is that you don't have to have a finely tuned, maneuverable, heavily armed monster. You can do it in any ship that has really good range, because you'll spend most of your time jumping between systems and scanning things once you get there, which doesn't take a very complicated ship. The Asp Explorer, the Diamondback, one of the Diamondback variants, and the aforementioned Crate are all excellent ships for exploration. So, I think I'm going to go get back to it. It's a very relaxing thing, especially when you have a docking computer that plays the Blue Danube every time you get to a station. So I'm just going to say I'm Eric Spornitz, and tomorrow will be better.